Check, check, check. Can anybody hear me? What's up, Justin? Let me know if you can hear me. I know there's a delay, so it's going to be a few seconds before you hear this, but when you do, just put a thumbs up or a yes or something in the chat so I know that the audio is good, please. And I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, beautiful. Give me a second. It's been a minute since I've actually been live, so kind of got to get things set up a little bit. And my mouse doesn't want to work. All right, here's a video. I've got a lot of things running, so my mouse is deciding to be really, really slow on me. All right, Justin, what's going on? Antonio, Didi, Antonio, ElmoERC, poor holder. What's going on, brother? All right, this isn't going to be very long because a lot of you were in the AMA earlier. Wasn't really an AMA, more of just a VC with Master. And the only reason that I wanted to do this was because not everybody was in it. And yeah, people can go back and listen to it, but only if you're in the TG or if you're subscribed to the Twitter, because I believe it was posted on the Twitter as well. But we're constantly trying to get new holders for Elmo, and the way to do it is really to put out some videos and to kind of get the word out. So I just kind of want to give everybody who maybe doesn't already know an idea of what's happening with ElmoERC. Oh, you know what? I meant to send, and I'm going to send now. I meant to send ElmoFoDev an invite to the chat. He said to let him know if I was going live, and I forgot to let him know. So I don't even know if he's still awake, but I'm just going to shoot him a quick text. I'm live. Link is in the TG. All right. Also, one other little change I've got to make, just a technical thing here. Give me a second. Let's see. I'm gonna go here and then go. Crap, how do I do this? Wow, it's been a long time. I'm like so rusty at this. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Do me a favor, hit the little thumbs up thing, the like thing, because that helps people who don't know about it to find out about it. That way YouTube will kind of send it out, but I've got to actually make it public, and I haven't done that. Right now I've got it only unlisted and only we can see it. So I want everybody to be able to see it. Let's see if I go to this, and then I go to this, and I go to this, I can change it right here. Okay, so we're going to go from unlisted to public. And we'll hit done and save. And okay, so now YouTube should be able to send it out and put it in people's feed. If you guys hit the like button and just kind of engage with the conversation and everything. I'm going to try Well, and I sent that to Elmo Dev. Again, he hasn't seen it yet. He might already be sleeping. But I know that Master's probably sleeping as well. Alexander Taparari. I'm probably not saying that right, so I apologize, but thanks guys for being here. I'm going to try to share this real quick. And again, most of you have probably heard this already, but this is for people who haven't heard it and maybe are just kind of learning about ElmoERC. So I kind of want them to hear what's going on because it's a positive thing. And I know that earlier today in the chat, I was asking some tougher questions because I like to kind of explore all sides of something. I know that not everybody is a supporter of ElmoERC. Not everyone is in our TG. Not everyone knows our development team and loves these guys the way that we do. Matter of fact, there are some straight up critics. And so, well, it looks like I went dark there for a second. What happened? Let me see. Not sure what just went on there. I'm still on, but did we lose it? Hold on. Did we lose the feed? I'm looking at, let me see. Oh no, I guess I'm still there. All right. On my screen, it went blank, like the feed that you guys are seeing on my screen, for some reason, it went blank. Anyway, like I was saying, we just want everyone to kind of know what's happening. There are some people who maybe never got into ElmoERC because they thought that it was a shit coin. Well, they thought it was a meme coin that wasn't going anywhere. And even though we told them about the deflationary aspect and all the different things that were happening, there are a lot of people out there who just couldn't care less about burns. They don't think burns are the way to go. And so where we're making a little bit of a change, and we're not totally flipping the script because burns will still be happening. But we're adding some things that people have been looking for. We're going to be concentrating more on grabbing hold of some of these tier 1 exchanges. And we talked earlier about Mexc. And so there's a little bit of a change of, I don't know, mentality, I guess I would say it, on what we're doing. And I want to get that out to people, those people that were looking more for, well, if you're not going to be on exchanges, then you're not going to go anywhere. I want to get them to know that. So I want to try and share, if I can remember how to do this, share screen and share sound. And I think, is it this one? Nope, it's not going to be that one. How do I get to it? Maybe I need to drag it over. All right, give me a second. If I do, ooh. Okay. Wow, this is really confusing to me all of a sudden. So let me shut that down. And I've got to get, I want to share something. I want to be able to share the screen, but trying to figure out the best way to do it. So crap. Just bear with me for a second. I should have had this all set up before I even jumped in here, but I just got home from work and I just wanted to get on before. I know that a lot of guys are in different time zones and it's probably very late where you are, but it's taken just as long to set it up. So I probably should have just set it up first. Just bear with me for a minute. If I go to the TG and Telegram and blah, blah, blah. And then I got to go to, no, it's not that one. It's not that one. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Okay. So let me shut TG down because that takes a lot of resources.
They got food better to stake into contract is ready, so that's good news. And she's taking contracts as well already. And we are
all right. Guys, let me know if you could. All right, I'm going to share this first. Should be able to share it. right? Yep. Share screen 1. Okay, minimize this. All right, I'm gonna hit play on this. I need you guys to let me know in the chat if you can hear this audio.
Testing both right now. So NFT staking will draw.
All right, let me know if you could just hear Master's voice and if you can see that screen, please. I know it's like a 15-second delay or something like that. No problems. Grateful for the vids. Is no work super mad busy for you at the moment. Work is ridiculous. Oh, you could hear it, Justin. Thank you. Work is absolutely ridiculous right now. I'm actually loving it because we expanded our business and took on, we kind of bought out somebody else's business and it kind of doubled the workload. So it's been very, very tough for me, but I'm trying to do everything I can to get videos out and get the word out about ElmoERC. All right. So now that I know that you guys can hear that, let me play it and then we'll chat about it real quick.
Before staking V2, because for anti-staking the ETH is also ready, so that shouldn't take too long. And for staking V2, the contract is that are always calling me, and then DC's holding in NFTs, so that's pretty damn interesting.
All right.
Anyway, now I guess we need to go to the important stuff. So what we've been kind of struggling with in the past months is the fact that the organic volume on DEX and also CX has been pretty low. I mean, the price hasn't been bad. It's like 4 times below all-time high, which is not so bad for a meme coin in the current market conditions. Looking at the hyped tokens which launched during the same time as we launched, most of them are down, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times. So actually price-wise, we're doing very well. But the problem we have is that we don't have much volume, and that's the same for centralized exchanges. Because people, they think that we have so much volume of centralized exchanges, but in fact it's not so big. Most of it is basically generated by market makers, and that's also why the tax for Bitmart, which is the highest, is not that interesting at all. I mean, monthly is probably like 10 to 50K, and right now we probably have around 12, 15, maybe to 20K available, right? You might ask yourself, why are we not buying back and burning immediately? Well, simply because at this stage, with this low volume, with this low interest in the project, it won't do much. Obviously, we will burn a lot, but I mean, what we want is we want new eyes, we want more people, we want more exposure, right? We want to grow, and we grow through burns, but we should also grow through higher market share, higher amount of users, higher amount of volume, and so on and so on. So going to my point, we have been in contact with multiple tier 1 exchanges, and it's I believe it's 4 exchanges. So we've been talking with the Mexc, Gate.io, BitGet, KuCoin also we had contact. So we had contact with those exchanges, right? And they are big names in the game, and those are exchanges that when you list on them, you significantly can increase, the amount of eyes you get on Elmo, the amount of volume you get on Elmo. And in most cases, also the price will positively be affected by such a listing. Like, for example, Mexc. A lot of people, they say Mexc is shit because they dumped on projects. Yes, they did, but they only dumped on projects which because they have a special campaign where you can only pay with tokens. And what Mexc does, then they list them, and then they basically dump $100,000 of tokens on DEX, right? That's why a lot of projects were pissed, and a lot of people are under the impression that Mexc dumps on projects. So that's not true. It depends which you list on the exchange, right? I remember, I think it was Monk or something like that they were really on their Twitter open complaining about Mexc dumping, but they probably paid $100,000 only in tokens, not USDT. Obviously, Mexc want their money and they dump it, so I understand Mexc why they do that. And Monk is just stupid enough to pay them, they don't have tokens. Why would you give somebody $100,000 in tokens? Right? Obviously, then they're trying to dump. So coming to the point, we actually have an amazing offer now. We received an amazing offer from Mexc. And what means amazing? Amazing means that we don't have to pay any listing fee. It's basically a free listing, meaning that the only thing we need to provide them is USDT for the market making, tokens for the market making, so that they can keep the volume, they can keep the spread properly, they can keep the the price in mind with other exchanges and so on. And also on top of that, they want 22 ETH and 30K in tokens for a campaign, right? Because big exchanges, they always want some extra money to do big campaigns to attract a lot of users. So that's as well that. So it's basically $50,000 USDT, which is really cheap for Mexc. It's like an offer I would never expect to get from Mexc. Because normally you pay around $90,000 to $110,000, right? So they gave us a very generous offer. However, here comes the point. All these tier one exchanges, they clearly tell us the same thing. We cannot apply taxes on exchange. We cannot do it. It's not possible. Simply, they don't do it. If we would have a 1 billion market cap, yeah, probably they will do it. But we don't have a 1 billion market cap. We have a 3 million market cap, and there is 100,000 projects out of a 3 million market cap, right? So why would they speak for us, implement tax? They won't do it. And the same goes for Gates, same goes for KuCoin, same goes for all these exchanges. So the point is, they can't even do a withdrawal and deposit tax because they thought they could do it because we have it in our contract, right? But we don't have transfer tax, so they cannot do also withdrawal and deposit tax. So we are now at a point where we have to decide what is better for the product, right? Are we going to stay stubborn and only list on smaller exchanges, which obviously have not given us anything? Looking at BitForex, looking at Albank. Well, Albank maybe it would be extra, but CoinW, they didn't give us anything. They didn't give us an increase in price. They didn't give us any how much USDT for burning, and they don't have any decent volume, and they don't give us any followers, right? So if we want, we can keep the burn. We can list on CoinStore, Asbit, Mofo Exchange, shit exchange, this and that, and we can have fake volume, and we can keep going like that. But I'm confident that we will never really make that major bump in the price if we do that. Because we've seen it now. If you have Bitmart's pretty good because Bitmart is a good exchange, Albank's also a good exchange. But the organic volume of all these exchanges would be 100 times better, probably. Maybe not exactly 100 times better, but it would be much better when there is no tax, because most projects on those exchanges do not charge taxes. And people on exchange, they don't like that. That's exchange, they just don't work with taxes. They don't implement the 10% burn tax because their exchange simply does not support it. That's how simple it is. Tier 1 exchanges don't support it. Tier 1 exchanges are not the type of exchanges that charge their users for extra. They don't do that simply because tier 1 exchanges, their main reason why they're tier 1 is, first of all, they have a lot of users. Second of all, they have a lot of organic volume. And third of all, they have their lowest trading fees. And why do they have the lowest trading fees? Well, because they want to be, the cheapest option of all of them, right?
All right. Basically, we heard what we needed to hear. The announcement ultimately was that Mexc has offered Elmo a really good deal. No listing fees. They will have to supply them with some kind of a marketing budget, market maker budget of $50,000, which is extremely low for the caliber of exchange that Mexc is. And I'm not going to sit here and argue about whether Mexc is a tier 1 or a tier 2 exchange. Different people have different ideas. They have their reasons for their ideas, and whatever. Okay, the main idea here is that the team believes that by listing on Mexc, which they consider a tier 1 exchange, and I think I do too, right? That we will increase the volume. And we all know that the volume's been down. Okay, the volume's been down across the market, right? But we're not running everything. We're just trying to keep Elmo going, right? So just concentrating on Elmo, it's been down a little bit. and the market making team that they have has struggled a little bit against some of the whales that are dumping here and there. That, you know, that, listen, a change needed to be made. Okay. And so this decision has been made. And I from what last I know, it still hasn't been 100% made, although Master was supposed to be meeting with the rest of the team right after the VC that we had earlier today, to kind of finalize and get, probably, I would imagine the meeting was to say, listen, does anybody have any objections at all? Because I think that they're all on the same side or of the same mindset, in that right now, listing on big exchanges, tier 1 exchanges, is instrumental to the growth of ElmoERC. And I believe that a lot of us feel that way too, and recognize that that is true. I'm going to say it's probably 99.5 or 99.8% sure that this is the way we're going. And basically, for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is what's happening. ElmoERC, you may or may not know at this point, had a 10% tax on selling, right? And that's on DEX, on CEX. LBank was a little different, it's 5%, but they're changing things to get the 10%. Ultimately, it's supposed to be 10%, right? Little variations here and there, but ultimately there was a sell tax on every sell, no tax on buying. This makes the coin hyper deflationary. And in 3 months or so, we've got what, 34% of the supply left, burned off, like, I don't know, 66%. My number's probably a little bit off, but not too far off. We burned a crap load of the supply off. And that's good. And the team will continue to find innovative ways to burn. But what they found is that trying to get listed on these tier 1 exchanges, they will not implement a sell tax, right? I know a lot of these guys have been in this cryptocurrency field for a while. I know that a few of the guys that are on the team are very familiar with the whole saga of Terra Classic and all the issues with burning and trying to get exchanges to implement the burn that they've implemented through governance. And it's been impossible. They just won't do it. They won't do it. And even our buddy Matthew Perry has really, taken up initiatives to try to lobby these CEXs to implement this tax for Terra Classic that, they had passed through governance, as I said. And they'll ignore them, right? Because they simply won't do it. And I don't know exactly how it works, but I've even heard people say that it might be even illegal in some cases for them to do that. And so, faced with the dilemma of, do we keep the 10% sell tax, which is how we started, which is what attracted some people to it, which has been a big selling point of ElmoERC, that it's very deflationary in a way that really no other meme coin has been. Do we keep that hasn't really been moving the price? Or do we put some emphasis on doing what we need to do to get on these tier 1 exchanges? And again, the consensus has come down that we got to get on these exchanges, because the volume, once the volume is there, right, and the price is moving and everything's going in the right direction, then a lot of other things happen. You've got money to develop other utilities and to continue to develop the utilities we have. You've got money to put toward other tier 1 exchanges who may ask for a fee. Maybe they won't be as generous as Mexc. Maybe they will, right? Because they want to make money too. And if Elmo's killing it, they might want to list you. You never know. But bottom line is, when you have a project, you have to have money. Money comes from volume. So the volume is important. more important right now than holding to this credo of the 10% burn tax. That does not mean that the deflationary aspect of Elmo is going away. All it means is that we're shifting things a little bit to allow the CEXs to have it their way, because let's face it, they're in control, right? No project is in control. These exchanges are in control. We need them more than they need us, right? So we'll change things around to accommodate them so that we can get listed on them, so that we can make, the volume, so we can bring in new holders, all those things, but find other ways, innovative ways to continue to burn, all right? That's not going away. From what we're told, that's not going away. And I, along with, I'm sure, plenty of you guys, will hold them to it, right? I don't ever want to see a point where, okay, we're listed on maybe a couple different exchanges, maybe a few different tier 1 exchanges, and the volume is so good and the price is going up or whatever, and everybody forgets about burning, right? I don't think we're going to let them do that. I don't think that they would do that anyway, but I just want to assure everyone that it's just a pivot. It's a little pivot, right? And I appreciate it. You could have a team. I'm going to get to I know you guys are putting some things in the chat, and I appreciate that. Please let me know your opinions on all of this. Let's chat about it real quick, right? We could have a team that says, this is the way we're going to do it. Stay hard nosed, just hold. Well, this is the way we're going to do it. But we have a team that's adaptive, a team that is able to read the room, which I think is extremely important, right? A team that's able to say, okay, with everything that's going on in the market right now, right, taking in all the variables, which way do we move this project so that we're moving this project forward and up, right? And sometimes you got to make the hard choices. We have a team that is able to make the hard choices. Now, I am not putting a positive spin on this. And I know there are going to be those of you out there who are listening to this and be like, oh, Trev just likes the project. He's invested, so he's going to try to spin this to make it a good thing. No, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that even projects I love, if they do something stupid, I'll call them out on it in a second, right? And I was not 100% on board with this. Not that I didn't think it was a good idea, but I was very concerned about the optics, right? The optics of saying you're going to do one thing and then kind of going in another direction 3 months later, right? Because I've kind of been through that with Terra Classic and with a few other things that didn't really work out that well. So I was worried about those optics. But again, it's a hard choice, but I firmly believe it is the right choice. I really, really do. And not everybody's going to agree with that. This isn't financial advice. I'm not giving anybody any kind of advice at all, telling you that you should hold or that you should believe in this move or that you should sell or that you should do anything. I never do that. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I actually had this conversation with ElmoFodev weeks ago when they were considering doing this. And we talked it out, and I gave them my concerns. I threw all kind of stuff at them because I wanted to play devil's advocate, right? I think that you should explore all sides of something. I believe it's the right move. I really do. So, all right, just real quick. All right. So Justin says, kind of makes sense. I guess as I'm sure there was more volume in holders to get bigger exchanges too. Deal sounds good to save money as well, but always keen for Elmo to keep burning some way or another, as it's our USP. You're absolutely right. I absolutely agree with that. And I've said that to both Master and ElmoFodev. And I said it also, I believe in the VC earlier. Andrew, I'm for it. Okay. I'm very aware, and you guys should be aware too, of like the echo chamber effect. And usually, like, these guys were a little iffy on when they presented this, how it was going to be taken by the community. And I understand that, because it is kind of a controversial thing, kind of changing kind of midstream or whatever. But in the TG, the people who we talk to all the time and the people who are here in this chat, the community that is actually active and has conversations and knows what's going on, you're always going to get support from them. It's an echo chamber. It gets to the point, and this is in every single project, right? You have the core group who takes part in the Discord and the TG on Twitter, whatever, right? And the team can do no wrong. Even if sometimes the team is doing wrong, and our team isn't doing wrong right now. If they do, I'll tell you, right? They're not doing wrong now. But so I understand that everybody here listening right now is for this. Everybody earlier, when it was explained by Master, was for it. Rest assured, there are going to be some people who are not necessarily for this, right? And their voices should be heard too. I don't want to see anyone who comes in with a legitimate question or concern hollered at and called a futter or anything like that, right? People have legitimate concerns, and we should be able to accept them, integrate them, answer them, right? That's going to happen. And that's why I really wanted to make this video for those who aren't with us all the time, who aren't talking to us all the time and don't understand the team that we have and don't understand the moves that we're making, right? I wanted to talk to them and tell them that I still have absolutely 100% confidence in this project, right? I am not saying that anything is definite, positive, 100%. This is going to the moon. I'm not going to say that. I've said that about projects in the past, and I was absolutely wrong. Because every once in a while, something will come out of left field and just tank something that was really, really good, right? I don't wish that on this. I don't expect that here. But I just want to let you know, I'm aware that nothing is 100% and nothing is perfect. But with the way things are going right now, with the team that we have, and I've known these guys way before Elmo, right? Some of you may or may not know that. I've known both Master and ElmoFoDev a long time before Elmo was probably even thought of, right? I know the standing that they have, and I've said this before, in this field, particularly ElmoFoDev. We talk often, and I know a lot about this person. I know what they're capable of. And so it's those things that just keep me rock solid right now, okay? I also know that if he wants to go a certain way or has a certain thought or whatever, he's very, very open to somebody saying, well, have you thought about this? So maybe that's not such a great idea. They're very amenable to that kind of thing. There's a lot of reasons why I really, really like this project. And I think that everybody who is here should stick with it. I think that you should trust the move that this team is making. And for those of you who have not been in Elmo because you thought that, oh, it's just a burn token, that's all it is. This is an adaptable token. It is a serious project with a serious team who is determined to do everything they can to bring success to everybody who holds it. I'm sincere when I say that. You can hold me to that, right? Point it out to me later. If I'm ever wrong, point it out and say, Trev, you were wrong. That's fine. I'll take that, right? But this is who we're dealing with right now. And this is why I'm still here. Now, I want to talk about the flip side of that a little bit, because like I said, I do like to play devil's advocate. But before I get there, I just want to read. So, Antonio, what did Master Elmo just say? Let me back up maybe a little bit. If there is no 10% tax, what will our selling point be to get others invested? Well, even with the tax, the main focus recently, okay, and the main focus going forward is really on this game. And you may have questions, and I'll tell you, I've already questioned. I've said, well, everybody's got a game. So what? Everybody's got a game. Plenty of projects say, hey, we're going to build a game, right? It's almost like something that you're expected to do. So what's the big deal about this game? Well, if you listen to Master a little earlier talk about the plans for this game and how this game is going to be different than what else is out there, you'll understand why a lot of the focus is on it. Their goal with this game, a couple different goals, right? One is to make it badass, right? Not just some goofy graphic little game. I mean, they want this thing to really be primo, with primo playability, if that's a word. It's a word to me, right? They want it to be fun. They want it to be engaging. They want it to be the kind of game that you want to keep going back and playing. But when you look at it, they don't want anybody to look at this and say, oh, another half-ass meme coin game, right? They want this thing to really make a statement, and they're going to work toward doing that. And I believe they've got the team in place to do that, right? But the other thing, the other goal is there's a lot of competition in crypto, particularly amongst meme coins, because every TG that you go into of every meme coin is the best meme coin, right? They're better than every other meme coin. That's how the communities are. Big competition amongst everybody. There's really no reason for it. Like, I could own Elmo, Pepe, blah, blah, blah. Who cares, right? What is the reason for this competition? But it's something that seems to be inherent. This game ends or aims to end that a little bit, right? Or maybe soften that a little bit. It may intensify it, right? Because it may bring the competition into the game. But this is a game for Elmo first, but this is a game for meme coin community. If there's such a thing, maybe we'll create it with this game, because there are going to be characters of a lot of the different meme coins that you can purchase as skins, and you can become. So if you're all about Pepe and you couldn't care less about Elmo, you can still play this game. There'll be benefits for Pepe for your project, and you can put on a little frog suit and go around and kill little red Elmos if that's what you want to do, right? Shiba Inu, all these, all of them, right? It's a way to bring everybody together. I've never heard of anybody even trying to do that. Everybody's always trying to push everybody apart. Elmo's trying to bring everybody together. So even without the long answer, I'm sorry, I know, but even with the burn tax, that was going to be the focus. I know that we have used the deflationary aspect and the burn tax. I have, the team has, everybody has. We've used that to differentiate ourselves from the other cryptocurrencies, right? And it was great to do it. The burn isn't going to stop. It's going to stop on CEXs for selling, but we are still going to whittle away at that supply. And I believe the team is really going to try to find every way that they can to not only have as much burning as we've had in the past with the 10% selling, but to find more ways so that we even do even more burning. So I don't want you to think that the burning is stopping now and we can't sell that, or we can't use that to sell Elmo. You can still use it to sell Elmo, because not only are we going to continue to burn, but we're going to do what we need to do to get on these big CEXs. Elmo is growing up. This is a turning point and a growing up point. And I really want you to look at it that way, because that's honest to God what it is. All right. I know that was a long answer. I'm very long-winded and I apologize. Antonio, what did Master Elmo just say? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. In case someone asks why we moved 1 million, we sold some on Bitmart to collect funds for what, Master Elmo. Okay. You guys can have your own little conversations here. That's fine. All right. We will probably have NFT game and staking burns. Yep. There's going to be all that stuff. Loving the t-shirt, Trev. I don't even know who these characters are. Somebody told me that there's some anime or something like that, which I found weird because they look very Sesame Street. But somebody told me it was like an anime. And I know that ain't Elmo. I know it's not even our Elmo, but it's a little red guy and it's the closest that I could do. So, all right. 1 million Elmo just transferred 17 minutes ago. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, staking the game. Think they have planned it very well, opening up to other memes. Very, very clever idea. It is a very clever idea. All right. That's kind of it. I don't want to go on and on and on about this. I just basically wanted to get the information out to some people who haven't heard it yet, and I don't want you to hear it twisted. I don't want you to hear it wrong, because I know there's going to be, oh, Elmo's switching up. Oh, they're getting rid of their cell tax. Oh, they're, no, that's not what's happening. Okay. They're switching the way they're going to burn and where they're going to get where the burning is going to come from. But we're doing it in order to push the project forward, because everybody knows CEXs, tier 1 CEXs are what get you volume, are what get you exposure, and what push you forward, right? We're getting ready for a bull run, right? You want to get ready for a bull run with, L-Bank's been great, but with just L-Bank, right? Got to make some moves. Will they be increasing overall token count? Increasing overall token count? No, we're going to continue to decrease the token count. I'm not sure really what you mean by that. No, there'll never be more coins than there are. There will continue to be less and less coins, and we'll find all kind of different ways to burn and to continue to decrease the supply. So all that still stands, and those are all things that are really going to help the price to skyrocket in the future, in my opinion, right? No guarantees, but in my opinion. All right, any other questions from you guys? Anything else at all? And I know I got to wait 15 seconds for you to even hear me ask that question, but I'll give it a minute. Let me check my Elmofo Dev did answer me. He said thanks. I don't know if he's actually in the chat or not. If you are in the chat, hit me up on TG DM and just let me know that you got it. I don't know if he said thanks and then went to sleep, or if he said thanks and is actually here. But if he is here and he's listening, if you have any comment at all, Elmofo Dev, put it in my TG DM ASAP. It's a lot of letters. And I will relay that message to everybody. If I don't get anything in the next 20-30 seconds, then I'm just going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank everyone for being here. Please remember to hit the like button. Do it right now if you haven't done it. Share this, right? Post it in the TG. If you're on Twitter, share it on Twitter. Let's get the word out that Elmo isn't changing. Elmo's growing. Right. Let's get that trending. All right. Triangle. Where do you know I imagine that was supposed to be, where do you know these jokers from? Why are they anonymous? There may be other reasons, right? But they're anonymous for the same reason that a lot of devs are anonymous in a lot of projects. You have people who work high-profile jobs in this industry. And usually when you do that, you are supposed to, or you're not supposed to, really be involved with anything else, right? I'm not saying that that's the case here. I'm saying that that could potentially be one of the reasons. There are a lot of other reasons why people choose to remain anonymous. As far as jokers, I mean, if that's the way you feel, I'm not sure why you're even in this chat right now or paying attention. These guys are far from jokers. There have been some jokers out there, and they've really shown themselves to be, but that's not these guys. These guys are anonymous only because they have to be. I guess I can tell you that may not always be the case, right? There are some time constraints and some different things that could happen over time that would allow that to change. Okay. I can't give you a time frame on that or whatever. I know Master has talked about doxing, and I'm not sure all of his situation and where he is on that or whatever. These guys aren't hiding for any nefarious reasons, that I can promise you. Okay, Alexander says, thanks for that, Trev. See you all in the TG. Absolutely, brother. Why do they hide which projects they have been working on before? Again, that won't always be the case. There'll be a time where maybe that information can come out. But other projects that you've worked on before, sometimes there are rules and regulations when whether maybe you're either still there or after you leave or whatever. Crypto is really, really weird. Exchanges, projects, they're very, very weird with their rules. And I've heard some really, really weird things, but they're very particular about people working on their projects and then going to go work on another project for various reasons. I wish I could be more straightforward with you. I just can't, and it's not my place to. If you want to get into the TG and you want to ask these guys directly, they'd probably give you a better answer than what I can give. It's not my place to really answer that question. All I can tell you is that they're not 100% doxed me. It's not like I've been to anybody's house, right? But it's been proven to me that they know what they're doing. Unfortunately, that's the most I can say. I'm sorry. Okay. Daniel, nice. Vince, thumbs up. Appreciate it. Do the cells reflect immediately to the circulating supply on Bitmart? That's a good question to ask. And maybe somebody else here can answer it, or if not, maybe somebody in the TG can answer it. I don't use Bitmart. I tried setting up a Bitmart account, and I don't know why I had the damnedest time doing it, and I just gave up. So I don't use Bitmart, and unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that question. I prefer them to be anonymous. I prefer that they weren't anonymous. I'll tell you that. And I can tell you why without really divulging anything. I wish, and more so ElmoFodev than Master, but I wish that he didn't have the constraints that he has, because this man is just an encyclopedia of knowledge. I have learned more from our frequent multi-hour conversations than I have in probably the last 2 years that I've been in crypto. More about the inner workings of projects, of exchanges, of blockchain, of so many things. He is a brilliant, brilliant person with a ton of experience. And the reason I wish that he didn't have the constraints that he has is that I would love to get him on and have him share some of this knowledge globally. You know what I mean? Just to the masses. There is so much we can all learn from this particular individual. You have no idea how blessed we are to have this guy on this team, right? Trust me, bro. I know you'll have to take my word for it. I know, but I kind of stake my reputation on it when I say that, because if all of a sudden he turns out to be some creep and takes off with everything, then I look like an idiot too, right? But I've just never seen that. I mean, the man has been so helpful to so many people, and he's brilliant. He's really brilliant. I can't say enough about him. But I believe he went to sleep because he never answered me. So, all right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Again, like button if you could on the way out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I don't put out a lot of videos right now because I am working very, very hard, like we talked about earlier. But come winter, I'll probably be back at it. And, I was putting out quite a few videos. I'm very active with a few different communities, this being one of them. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, because if I do put out a video, it was something important. So if you subscribe and then hit the notification bell, you won't miss out on anything. All right, guys, leave comments in the comment section if you have them. Otherwise, I will talk to you.